see how to do it on your car, but not here for edits. So, alright, so basically, as you guys seen, this upper bolt here was grounded down. You can see that. So these are splined, and you can tell, it may not pick it up on the video, but there's vertical lines going all the way across, which makes it to where they probably got it out and then couldn't get it back in, so they just grounded it down. But these are spline bolts. This bottom one isn't coming out, so I'll put the nut back on, and we're gonna hammer it to get it loose, and then once it starts to come out, then it'll come back out. So someone tried to replace this axle, or tried to, or they was doing something else, but whatever. So now you want to get the nut on there flush with the bolt, so that the bolt doesn't mushroom out, and you have more surface area to hit to give more pressure to back up the bolt. So then this will come on down. See how that just hammered out like that? And then what we do, we back it out a little bit more. Since it doesn't have all that pressure on it anymore now it'll be able to come out a little bit better. See how we're making progress there? So now we can probably take this off completely. And what we'll do is, so that we don't have no funny business going on, we'll put this one on the upper one. So then when this comes out, it won't do anything funky, and we'll be ready for it. See how that pops out like that? See, that's the splines there. That's how it should be. And we know that this is on the bottom. Ooh. We know that this is on the bottom one, because this one is splined. Alright, see how that moves like that now? So that comes out like so. That over there. And then that'll be like that. Let me see if I have something that I can use here. Maybe I can just see how that'll just come out like so. But I want to have something so I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this line here, and not a lot of pressure on the ball joint. So let me see. Here, actually, I'll just use the whole entire wheel as a brace. Look at that. And I'll say like that while I go to look for something to add pressure onto there, which I probably won't be able to find much. Maybe if I had some wire or something. Oh, that's some wire. So what I'll do is take this end, I'll cut off some, so then that way this would be like this. Obviously, if you have a bungee cord, a bungee strap with the hooks on it, that'll be fine. That'll work. So pop that in there to release that pressure. I want to see what I can actually go from. Wheel out the way. You see? Like that. And force it out like so. Alright? And that'll hold. So we're not putting pressure on the line and on the ball joint. since now that it's out, you don't need that much room. So what I'll do is I have this like that. Actually, yeah, that'll hold like that. And then you get under with the pry bar, and that's what should pop out. So we got an oil container here, just in case any comes out. But usually, in my experience, nothing comes out. And if something does come out, it's always like a dribble, like an eighth of a quart. Maybe not even that. Obviously, it all varies, but just what I've seen. But we got the container anyway. Now we have to find our price spots now. See, that's over there. I wish it was like a straight one now. Because a straight one, but it was just go in there and pop it out. Let's see. That's really gonna be like the last step of our thing. Let's see about this. This one has a hook too though, so I don't foresee. Do maybe something like this. I had a wedge that was still flat. Maybe what I'll do is see, that's not scratching or anything, that's just curb brush. Okay, use that. Spacing's a bit funny. Maybe if there was like some type of I'm gonna squeeze up under here. Got 2 jack stands, so I should be alright. Safety first. See that? Did that catch that? This was enough of a lip. It was right here. See how that... Okay, so look guys. I hope this catches it. has these little divots here, but I didn't go onto that. This was indeed, so you can use a regular pry bar, jack it up enough that you're inside, and you want to push this way, so towards the passenger wheel. Oh wait, no, I had it this way. Still the same thing. You just want to have it turned the opposite way. You want to have it like this. And a couple gent pushes. You're not forcing it like how it was in that other what I just did before. Easy prise, and then it'll pop itself out. So you guys will be able to see that. Alright. Here. Oh, let me get the container back. Let's get this part bars out of here. Don't need those anymore. Take there. And pull the axle out. I might have to pry a little bit more just to help it release some more. No big deal. As I said, take it, have it this way, and just lightly pry. Alright guys, we're not trying to break anything. I'm trying to be easy with the things. When it's your vehicle, that's one thing, but when it's someone else's, I'm gonna be easy with it. Alright. In, now it locks in. Like I said, not much of anything comes out of there. Alright, as y'all seen, it's just like that. Alright, that's there. There. Alright, and as y'all seen, you just pop it in, you push it in, and then it locks in. What locks it in is this snap ring here. It's the snap ring. See that? Now there's, I assume this is like a hub, like some type of, just more like a spacer almost. So that so I guess it's not like really just, you know, grinding on it, rubbing on it, potentially wearing something out. So because the new one didn't have it, I'm gonna take this one off, put it on. Probably maybe should have went with the smaller one. So then that way I can get up underneath. The little baby one. That way I can get up underneath of the lips and just push it down. So maybe this is see, maybe just kind of pop it like that. Just like that. Take this off. As you see, that's all that. Put that there. That locks back in. And now bolts it back in. And you see, all we gotta do is get it in enough that we can put that there. So now that's that, we can remove that. We can remove our line here because it's not needing to hold anymore. Alright, easy peasy. Now, line up, you can just kind of have it in the way. Now you see, remember how I was talking about having to what we're going to do here is we're going to put this one in first, so then that way it holds. That way it holds. Alright, same thing, we grab our wrench. I'm not going to make it tight or nothing, but just where it can't be moving around on us. Alright, I guess that was the one I was looking for. Oh, I guess that was it. Alright, so look, so we take this here. See, that's splined on the inside there. So what you want to do to get these in before you even hammer on it, because you don't want to mess up the inside splines, you want to turn it. You want to try to turn it until it feels kind of like a catch, and you want to rock this back and forth like this. So then, and as you're doing that, you turn this. It's not going to turn, but what that's going to do is going to allow it to catch the spline of the hub, and then you'll be able to, then you can hammer it on. You can hammer it on, or, well, I'm going to do that. What we can do is tighten this up just a little bit, and then it'll start to draw it in. So then what you can do now is watch out for your line. Alright, that'll do that. So then you tighten that up, and then now that's going to be enough that it's going to draw. It's going to draw it in. And then kind of want to do like a two-part. And say you don't want to do one thing too many times. Hey. See how that's going in now? Now that's bottomed out. So now we can tighten this up now. Alright, and then that's going to sit, and it's going to seat perfectly. You know that this is going to be good as is. So we tighten this up. Alright, let's go like so. And then we get the breaker bar. You use a torque wrench, but if you know how tight it was when you was loosening, you know how tight to go when you're tightening. It sounds weird, but trust me, I know. Not yet. we know this kind of spline, it's not going to go anywhere. Just like that. Alright, so now everything's back in. We can tighten this down. This is not a 36. This is now a 35. So now we need to get the 35 mil, which I think might be this one here. So the old one was a 36, new one's a 35. Maybe not even 35. Not a 35. This is a 33, I think. Yeah, 33. Alright. So we tighten. And when that's tightened good, it locks the hub in. So you see, no more play in there. It's good like that. And that goes in on that side. Now, this little bracket thingamabobby here, I guess it's kind of like a, it also like you slide on this side there, and then if you can catch the other side, it'll kind of lock itself in. Or maybe, nah. I might have to undo this with my gloves. We'll worry about that otherwise though. We have other things to worry about. Alright, so like I said, that was 33. You want to put the right pad on the right side. You can tell by that is because we have the indents of the pistons, so we know this goes on the back side here. Just like that. Now, tell the difference from the front. Just like that. If somebody wants to tell me what the torque specs for these are, you can tell me. But like I said, I got these. These are going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Once you know, you just know. Alright. These are the springs. For these, what I like to do is I put the top one in first. Then holding the two pads together, on the other hand, put the bottom ones in into the hole. Alright. Can't see because of, okay, there we go. Alright, so now that's in. Now what you want to do, because if you just let this go and grab your caliper, it'll just spring apart. So what you want to do is hold it and then get that lined up like so. Once you do that, then you'll be able to line up. You'll be able to line them up, and then you'll be good. And then you get your bolts. Once the one catches a little bit, go to the next one. It's there. It's there. Take your ratchet. 17. Alright, yep. Tight. The slide pins have a flat side that notches, or it matches with the caliper, so this won't spin anymore. So, just put some oomph behind that. Same with this one. Go a little bit more just for good measure. Back to this one. that's that. Nah, like I said, just gotta figure out like it almost. Oh, okay. So you have to catch the tabs, these flat spots. You catch it and then it rides along inside of it. Alright, so like I said, we didn't unplug anything. That's all good there. This is all good there. Hit that with the impact. That's good. We're clicked in. These bolts are fine here. This one was grounded off, but yours, when you do this, is probably not going to be grounded off. That's probably going to be a spline bolt like this one. But as you've seen how to get these off, you bring the nut until it's flat up against it. You hammer it, and then it'll start backing out. Once it does that, undo it again, go a little bit more. Once you get about halfway, quarter of the way, then you can take the bolt off completely, and then, or take the nut off completely, and hammer it, and then the bolt will come out. When you're putting it on, like I said, you want to catch it. You want to rock it back and forth and spin the bolt at the same time. So then when you do that, you'll catch the inside spline, because sometimes the shock will be splined, and other times the hub itself will be splined. So you need to spin the bolt until you find that first groove. If you just try to hammer it in and it's not centered in the right way, you'll smash up the splines of the bolt and smash up the splines of the hub. And this is aluminum, so you don't want to mess that up. So like I said, you rock it back and forth, you shake it, and you spin it until you find the right spline, until you find where it catches. Then put the nut on it, tighten it up, and let it pull it in some. Then you hammer on this side to draw it in completely this way. Alright? So, pull this out. Pull this out. See? Not that much came out. You see I call that fluid though. So this is probably get done. This should probably get fixed. You see that the line, all that stuff is good. That's the amount of play. That's just inside the CV. Oh, that's fine. That's all good. Jam part number. That's on that side. It's on that side. These are good. If you want to just double check your work again, just hit these. Get a little bit more. That feels good. Get yourself a little bit more angle. That feels good too. Alright. And this is that. That, put that in there, screwdriver. I'm not going to show the cleanup stuff, I just want to make room so then the wheel and everything can go back on. And like I said guys, I don't know if I'm going to do an overlay, like it had to sound really crappy and really messed up for me to do that, but if it ends up being like that, then I will. Alright, so that's all that, that's all that. Yeah, it's a nice little Duralast kit. Only issue is that it doesn't have a 16 mil. But if you just have a 16 mil somewhere else, just bring it with you. 22 mil. Just to get it centered. I like to do it slowly, so then that way the wheel gets pressed onto the hub evenly, and there's no issues of pulling threads or nothing like that. Always start them off by hand before you do anything. Alright, so being as though this is going to be the safety lock, I'll do that one last. So we're going to go across, so we're going to hit this one here. Then we're going to hit this one there. This one. This one. This one. Then we can drop it. Let's loop all this stuff up. Just put those there because nothing has its designated spot. Home is home. Where is the security lock and all that? We don't need that part right now. We can just jack this up. Where did that disappear to now? Oh, right here. Right in front of my face. Screw that on like so. Right. Get that lock to there. Now with these, you never want to use an impact with the security lugs. You want to use a regular breaker bar. And these, just get them nice and tight. So maybe like that. You can't see the torque spec that I'm doing, but get it to where it's tight and it won't come back off until you put the same amount of strength or more to undo it. So that's that. And that's that. So put that in there. Close this off. And yeah, guys, that's basically how you do driver's side axle on an XT6. Like I said, I haven't seen any video on how to do the axle, at least the passenger driver's side on the XT6. So I'm gonna call this that. The first XT6 video on how to do the axle. Like I said, this is good from Lake. I'll take a water. I appreciate it. Room temp. Yes, sir. Thank you. 2022 or 2023. But you see, this is the front. This is the body style XT6. So 22 To be safe, I'd say 21 to 24. This XT6. First video. So, I'm out of here. Ramstein the man, signing out.